Hey there, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to break down everything you need to know before buying a car in Uganda, whether it is a used car or it is a new car or even imported pre-used cars. What I'm going to tell you that buying a car or investing in a car is really huge investment, and it is crucial to understand what you are getting into. So let's dive right in it. What are the things you really need to know before buying a car or owning a car in Uganda? And actually, these are the things we're going to share or we're going to talk about on this episode. So ladies and gentlemen, please, before we go any further, please hit that subscription button, share the video, kind of leave us there like button, or you can comment, you can write us any request about any motor vehicle you want. And to remind you, please, Barry Motors Uganda is the #1 car company you can trust with your all motor vehicle business, be it consultancy about the parts of the cars and many things. We really handle a lot of things at Barry Motors Uganda. Buying a car is really a huge task, and steps of someone to own a motor vehicle, it really needs time, and actually it also needs research, where at most I see the challenge on selling a vehicle to someone who have never done any research concerning the motor vehicle he wants. Now, these are the things we're going to talk about. One, if you really want to buy a car, it's advisable you to first do research on the particular car you want to buy or you want to own. More especially, the appearance and the condition of that car. Whether you are buying a used or pre-used car, whether you are buying an imported brand new, it's always good to pay a very close and keen attention how the car looks and actually how the car performs on road. For people who buy used cars in Uganda, you actually want to thoroughly inspect both the exterior and the interior for any signs of any damages on used cars. By the way, buying a used car in Uganda is one of the most challenging parts. Reason being that in Uganda, how people use the cars and how they maintain used cars in Uganda, it's really hard to select a car for someone who has never done any research. I'm talking out of experience. Like, I have been in this for years, and whatever I'm sharing according to the experience I really have on market. Like, for the used cars in Uganda, buying a used car in Uganda is very hard. One, getting a car with let's say 80% good condition, it's also hard to get in Uganda. You find that the used cars which are on market in Uganda, they are most of the time, you find when they are completely worn off, you find them with a lot of engine shakes. So for someone who want to buy a used car in Uganda, these are the things you really need to go through. One, you must know how the specs, how that car in particular would look when it's still new, and actually what should be like the mileage you would really want to get on market. By the way, according to the mileage thing, now we have like the generation who doesn't care, because what I will tell you that most of the cars, like the pre-used cars in Uganda, specific car you want to buy, I would always advise that if you are looking for someone who can help you in car inspection, you get someone who is knowledgeable about that specific car you are going to buy. And by the way, these are the simple things you can really do before buying or coming to the market. That getting someone who is knowledgeable, you can first do your own research, and you can compare the results from your research, and some few questions you can ask someone you are trusting for the car inspection. There are also some visible things really which you can check by yourself. Like, there are some cars which already has like damages on the seats. You find cars like the cars which has already uh, involved in accidents. Those are the things you can really easily notify that this car has been in an accident. You will find that even the body paint sometimes doesn't match. And also, if you know how to check the filler, you'll find when the car has already been applied with a lot of filler, and you'll find that even the body shape doesn't look the same. Another thing is checking the rust. There are some cars which has a lot of rust, like under rust, more especially the Ugandan used cars. So if you can check the rust, like under rust on the car, that one can also guide like someone. If you come to me and you know all those things, it really is my process of selling a car to you. Good enough at Barry Motors Uganda. We go through a lot, like if we are to either buy or import a car or even buy a locally used car in Uganda, we go into many things before we purchase that Barry Motor vehicle in particular. That we thoroughly check the car and actually do many things concerning about that motor vehicle before even we put it to market. Now, for people who buy the pre-used cars, like those are Japanese used cars in Uganda, like those imported. By the way, those are the ones we call new cars in Uganda because according to our economy and we haven't reached there. We haven't reached the level of buying zero mileage cars. So you find that most of the population of Ugandans will drive a Japan used cars. Most of them, the mileage part, they always intend to temper the original mileage or to change because they can reverse that mileage thing. The third thing is getting someone who can easily help you in a car inspection, more especially if you don't have much experience. Let me talk about this part a little bit, that sometimes even people will bring to inspect our cars. You bring someone who doesn't know anything about the car you are buying. Yes, you may bring someone who has a little knowledge on other cars, but you may find that he doesn't have any knowledge concerning that as specific car you want to buy. Things at the time we consider while we are buying those Japan used cars. Or you can also consider when you are to buy the pre-used Japan cars, all the ones we call new ones in Uganda. One, appearance of the car you are buying. In car business, you meet a different class of people, and also you meet different people with different mentality. We have a market full of crazy individuals, whereby someone comes and you try to guide him on a good car, but still you will see a rim on a certain vehicle and you intend to like that car in particular before checking the interior or before checking the general condition of the car, but you will buy it because of the rims or because of the tire. My brother, my sister, like if you are buying a car worth hundreds of millions or tens of millions, you can't tell me that you cannot afford to either change the rims you want, because these rims only can cost in between 1.800,000 to like maybe 2 millions. And you find someone buying a very bad car because of the rims. You find someone buying a very bad car because of the new tires on that specific. And he tells you that the reason why he's buying that car in particular is because that car has new tires or better rims. What I would love to share with you is that if you are to buy a car in Uganda, please, if you have an expert, or let's say if you come to Barry Motors Uganda, I have a team which can really guide you on specific motor vehicles to buy. Kindly try to trust and leave us do our part. Let's say if you have called for consultancy, let me do my part as a consultant, and I choose you something which will really work for you, because we go beyond just looking at the mere body of the car. We go beyond just looking or feeling the sound of the engine, but we take it furthermore. That sometimes we even check the computer system of the car and many other things. When you are buying a pre-used Japanese cars, the thing, surely the appearance of the car would be also a keynote on the things you really have to consider while buying a Japan used cars, or the ones we call new, because they come from countries with a different type of roads or weather condition. Cars which are being imported from Australia, most of them, they have a lot of rust under, considered to the ones we import from Japan. So if you go through the appearance of the car, like you check under, beneath the, beneath the engine, and also the boot side, you can really tell that either this car has a lot of rust or it's still in a good condition. That one, it really takes time, and it's beyond just having a look at the body, because you cannot see the rust on the body, but the rust is always under. So as for the brand new cars, you are getting a fresh and shiny vehicle sometime, but even then, please check any factory defects or transportation damages that may have been occurred. Well, in transporting these motor vehicles, sometime from the start, at loading them, when they are loading them at the ship, putting them in containers, and also driving them from Mombasa to Uganda, or even when you are bringing them on carrier, they tied them, and that one sometimes it tends to damage the body of the motor vehicle. And if it damages the body of the motor vehicle, most of the time, clients, sometimes they don't notify, or they don't see the damages there and then, but they see them after they have taken the car. And these are the things why it's good to have someone who knows better than what you know when you are buying your motor vehicle. As I told you at the beginning, that owning a car is really a huge task. That's why you see that it's not that every Ugandan can own a car. So if you have a chance of owning a car, at least trust Barry Motors with your car business. Besides the appearance of a motor vehicle, another thing you should also consider is where you are buying the car. If at all you have a chance of doing a simple test drive, please kindly do it. And more especially, let's say if you are going for a Ugandan used. In doing the test drive, it can really help you to reveal some defaults in the car, let's say in shocks, the suspensions, and also maybe the things like steering rack. Those are the things you can notify when you are doing the test drive. But the setup of Ugandan car bonds doesn't allow the client to do the car test drive. That's the setup of Ugandan car bonds. Another key note to consider while buying a car, or while inspecting the market, or while doing a research, in case you are admiring or aspiring to buy a car in Uganda or in any other country, is knowing the fuel consumption of that car in particular. Fuel consumption is another critical factor, especially here in Uganda, where fuel prices can be high, and the roads condition often require fuel efficiency cars. The price of fuel in Uganda, everyone is selling fuel at his own price. For us who drive like small engine cars, we also cry, but there are people who are also crying with the big engine cars. So if you know the consumption of the car you're aspiring to buy, it's always better, because it gives you where to start. For the used cars, they may not have that best fuel economy. Look at the car's engine size and consider how much fuel it can consume. By the way, I would also encourage, if you're not looking for a business car, you can consider buying a smaller engine motor vehicles. Engine sizes of maybe 3-liter engines, 1.3-liter engines, 1.5-liter engines are often more fuel efficient and suitable for urban driving in Uganda. Let's say that people do town service, like you're working within Kampala, you stay in Kampala. Let's say you're working in Kampala, you stay in Mukono, you stay in Entebbe. you can go for a car with lesser fuel consumption. And there are many cars which has good looks with that good fuel consumption. They pre-used cars or the imported cars from Japan, or the ones we call new ones here in Uganda. Still, the fuel consumption might be better, especially if they have been maintained well in their previous countries. For example, the Japanese cars, they always come when they are good, compared to the cars which we get from other countries, let's say Dubai, or the ones we get from Australia, or even the ones we get from UK. You will still find that the cars we get from Japanese market, they are still the best. For the brand new cars, the modern technology has made cars much more fuel efficient. If you can afford a brand new car, consider the hybrid cars. There's a lot of people have been fearing hybrid cars in market, but the good news is that hybrid cars, they are much affordable now. What we used to fear is that the cost of maintenance, of which is also can be affordable as we talk now, because we have people who can work on hybrid motor vehicles. Well, even though you buy a hybrid car with a bigger engine, still you get that good fuel efficiency, because the car will keep on changing from fuel to the motor power, which reduces that fuel cost. We have been cheated in Uganda, and I know for everyone who has been driving a German car or any European car or American cars can testify how they have been hyping the maintenance costs, more especially the technicians who work on these motor vehicles. But nowadays things have improved. So no matter what kind of a car you buy, you will have to maintain it regularly. But the cost of the maintenance can be very significant. For used cars, maintenance cost depends on the car's age and condition. Sometimes older cars tend to break down before often, and parts can sometimes be difficult even to get. I know there are some clients who always want to go for older cars, but what I will try to communicate to you is that the more those cars get older, is lesser you will get the spare part on in market, because the spare part dealers also, they are bringing the spare parts of the cars which are trending. So if you come looking for the other older model versions of motor vehicles, just know that you will also get a lot of difficulties in terms of getting spare parts in Uganda. What I would say, almost the second last point of today's episode, the resale value. People do mistake the entire meaning of the resale value of cars. Of course, one of the biggest factor in buying any car in the price given, and how much value it will hold when the time of selling it come. For used cars, the upfront price is usually much lower than buying a new. However, the resale value might also drop significantly, especially if it is a model that is no longer popular in Uganda or in any other country you are watching this video from. You may want to choose a car that will still hold value in a few years. I'm going to talk about this resale value issue in this angle. Some of the clients who sell cars they intend to take what they would love to buy, because many people doesn't consider the resale value of cars, more especially in Uganda. And advising someone with money in Uganda is not so easy. I know it's not easy in Uganda. It's one of the key factors you should consider while buying a car. Before I conclude this video, please let me talk about the legality and documentation of the cars. We have people who have bought cars like in the year 2017. Up to date, they have not come for their logbook transfer. And this is also another factor. You find someone buying a car at cash price and he goes without coming for transfer. Then he sells it to another person. That person also sells it to another person, and another person also sells it to another person. So before buying a car in Uganda or any other country, You must first check the previous owner of that motor vehicle, if it is the person who is selling the car to you, or the person can be accessible. Because we have seen the scenarios of people bringing cars like for barter, and you can't even access someone who is in the logbook. You can't even access, and you find that the car has moved in different hands of people, which is really bad. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I assume it has been a good discussion for today, as we are preparing a lot of episodes on different motor vehicle reviews, and also we are going to share a lot of car prices of the coming videos. So, well, from guys and the entire team, goodbye and be blessed. Goodbye.